Hello, welcome to yoga in your living room and your lunchtime practice. I'm Brentan. Let's get started in a standing position at the top of the yoga mat. You can ground the feet down right underneath the sitting bones. You can wave a little bit left to right, front to back as we start to get our bearings a little bit. If it's been a particularly rough morning or just feels right, you can roll out through the shoulders a little bit, roll out through the neck. And eventually arriving in an upright standing position, pelvis balanced over the ankles, shoulders balanced over the pelvis, ears balanced back over that. Next inhale breath, arms reach away from the torso in any direction, any amount. And on the exhale breath, hands slide down together in front of the chest. And again, inhale, arms reach. And exhale, hands soften. One more time, big breath, way down deep in the belly. This time, soften the hands down to the low back. If you like this, you can just keep the elbows squeezing toward each other. Otherwise, if your shoulders and chest allow, you can take the fingers together behind the back. Hug the upper arms toward each other, breathe low and deep into the belly, and lift the side waist out of the pelvis. Inflate all of that. Especially inflate your back ribs here, which can tend to crunch in to allow this movement to happen in the shoulders. So keep the movement happening in the shoulders, but purposefully inflate the back ribs. Now keep all of that as we exhale, forward fold over the legs. If you want, you can take your bound hands to the sky and overhead. And if you had hands just resting on the low back, they can stay there. Now drop from the skull, the chin side and the back of the head completely, so that the head, heavy like a bowling ball, relaxes from the torso. Soften your hands to your low back and fingers down to the floor. Next inhale breath, lift the belly to the spine, wave the spine forward to a halfway mark. So the spine is nice and straight out from the pelvis. Spine and pelvis have neutral relationship with each other, so that might be a lot higher up for some people. Open the chest through the shoulders. Exhale, fold. Next inhale breath, come all the way up to stand your favorite way. Reach the arms high and up. Exhale, hands at heart. One more time, arms reach up, inhale. And this time, exhale, hands soften by the side. If you took your bind, cross opposite hand on top. Otherwise, you go back to hands resting on the waist. Take a big breath into the back ribs, look up. And exhale, keep that space, forward fold. Hands relax to the low back. Separate the fingers. Let them sprinkle down to the floor. Inhale, wave the heart forward halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Ground your feet, inhale. Reach all the way up to the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, hands down to heart. Feet can stay underneath the sitting bones. When we bend the knees, let's let them track forward. So however your feet need to point in or out to get that to happen, that's okay. Soften the weight evenly down into the feet, so the feet are sinking straight down into the floor as the knees bend. You can kind of be a little bit bouncy as we come down to chair pose here, softening a bend into the knees, weighting now just the heels back ever so slightly so that the pelvis can go back in space. Way down, breathe space into the back ribs, but all the other sitting we've done today hasn't felt like this. Next inhale, wave the arms long, any direction. And then on the exhale, we're going to shelf the torso on an imaginary table and float the hands back. Inhale, wave the arms forward and up, be soft. Exhale, go back. The point is to use the legs evenly here. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Last one up. This time as we go back, we go all the way down, we fold, we relax the bend out of the legs. If you want, you can thread your fingers together behind your skull. Give it a little extra weight on the way down. Hands drop to the mat. We can step the feet back one at a time, downward facing dog position. Easy in your face here so that the eyebrows are nice and relaxed. It can take a few moments to really kind of piece the whole experience together here, but we're trying to experience the body with an open state of mind. Let's bend into the knees here, and then let's lift the pelvis high and roll forward to plank. And we'll just kind of move back and forth a little intuitively. So pressing back and lifting up and feeling how all of our joints are moving together, how the muscles are helping them, and then taking the opportunity to strengthen those systems. When you're ready to come all the way down to your belly, however you want to do that, you can even soften the knees down to the floor and kind of shimmy your way down if you're not so much into chaturanga. Now, once we go belly down on the floor, it's always nice to rest completely. So if you take your forehead down to your hands, deep breathing. Let's layer the forearms down underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel to each other. Hover the pelvis off the ground so you can hug your abdomen and you feel how the front body is now compact to the back body. We keep that as we lower the pelvis back down, stretch the heart through the window of the shoulders, lengthen the ears out from the shoulder blades, shoulder ledges really. Take a breath in. Exhale, we're going to round in. We're going to use those same belly muscles to curl the pelvis off the ground, tailbone towards the backs of the knees. Inhale, set the thighs and pelvis down, stretch forward. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, relax down, forward. And exhale, curl in. Inhale, forward, last one. And exhale, curl in. Okay, relax now down. Same way that we did before. If you stacked your hands, you can stack them the other way. Now, sometimes for me, these belly back bends, my front body can feel a little bit too splat, like a pancake in some ways. So I like to always plug my legs back into my pelvis, take my low ribs back down towards the front of my pelvis so that the front body starts to feel a little bit more compact. And then now focus on the length of the back body. Lengthen through the skull, through the toes. And take a few conscious breaths here where the inhale, you actually feel the skin lift on the back body and it opens out in all directions so that you can feel how expansive that area is. And now the next time that you breathe in, continue that expansive feeling as you start to lift the legs, lift the chest, and lift maybe the hands off the ground. And that can go in any order. Imagine your spine as a unit of discs that is lengthening out from each other. Roll your inner thighs more skyward, your outer thighs more down to the ground. Now lower the legs, fan your toenails out, ground that. Slide your hands underneath the elbows. Keep the shoulders way back here. So soften shoulders. Sometimes I kind of like do the swimming little motion. Now keep the tailbone anchoring towards the backs of the heels. Keep inflating the whole body. As you now take weight into the hands, little by little, you take the heart up, cobra pose, or upward facing dog, your choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. When you're ready, walk your feet towards the center of the mat. Your hands can go back to the center of the mat. Turn to face the wide edge of your mat. And we can stay kind of low to the ground here as we now take the feet wide again towards our wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. So take the feet as wide as is comfortable here. Turn the toes either forward or in so that the legs are either neutral or internally rotated. That's just good for the low back. Legs can be bent or straight, and feel what feels appropriate for the heart here, whether just totally releasing and relaxing down. Or you might like to be a little bit more dynamic today. You might like to kind of walk yourself over towards that right leg and put a bend into it, and then do the same thing on the other side. Walk over, put a bend into that leg, and kind of careen from one side to the other. We're gonna come up to stand. I always like to take my feet a little bit closer together for that. I don't know, it's just me. Root down, roll all the way on up to stand. Bet we haven't been this wide-legged so far today, huh? Okay, so take the legs exactly out from the midline. Take the hands onto the pelvis. Feel that a little bit. Take the tailbone down into the body. Sometimes I even feel a stretch kind of on the front here, like right where the underwear crease is. Now as you breathe, breathe in length through the side waist here, all the way up. You can even do this with your elbows. Sometimes I like to do that because as you kind of lift the elbows out and up, you start to feel that skin start to lift, and then you can breathe into it. Rotate your elbows so that your hands are on your upper back. Lift your elbows skyward without busting open through the chest here. You want to stay compact in that lower belly. That's where you're going to feel strong, and that's where the real stretch actually is going to happen. Nice vertical length. Okay, we're going to turn the right toes out here. So they're facing the front of the yoga mat, and I like to soften a bend into both knees at this point, because when you can soften a bend into both knees, you know that the joints are placed properly. So I want to ensure that my joints are placed properly, especially when so many different things are happening here. So a bend into both knees. As this happens, widen the right knee out over that right pinky toe and take your tailbone down into your body here. So that'll actually trigger that right buttock to work a lot to hold and anchor this leg in place. Slide now a deeper bend into your right leg. You can even move the foot out if you need more space there as that left leg goes more towards straight, but is always prepared to put a bend back in. You can always push some power back into it. Then take your hands to the heart, widen the elbows, lift through the ribs, get freedom in your skull. If you want, you can look out over the right hand. You can free the arms toward that classic T position for warrior two. Okay, soften everything. Come out of the bend in that leg. Turn the right toes forward. If you're feeling a bit shaky, that's good. I'm feeling really shaky because I'm kind of out of practice as I'm filming this, but it's feeling really good. Turn the left toes open now to the back of the yoga mat. And again, soft bend into both legs. Soft bend into both legs. And as the bend happens, use your feet. Push the bony masses of your feet down. Lift the inner arches. Take the pelvis so that it finds freedom for your low back. Take the tailbone down. A lot of times in these hip openers, the tailbone likes to kind of scoop out behind us. Then you're kind of playing back and forth. It's this nice edge as you soften a deeper bend into that left leg and you take that right leg more towards straight. And both legs continue to work for you. So you feel buoyant, balanced between your two sides, and you let your arms be a reflection of the freedom that your torso feels. So you can widen those arms out at any time. Okay, Brent, take the bend out of that, straighten it out, ooh, turn all 10 toes forward. Sometimes you gotta just kind of be free, right? You gotta do you. So soften from one foot to the next, and very kind of casually, or you can hop together too. You can start to bring your feet closer together. Let's actually, you can be at the top of your mat. Let's go more towards Malasana now. So heels in, toes open, ever so slightly. And for this one, we'll take a nice, you can even use your hands on your legs, hands on even a sofa if that feels good. And then we'll come all the way down towards a Malasana. So sliding the hips down. If your heels pop up, that's normal. You can always put like a little blanket or something, roll it up underneath your ankles. Hands together at the heart. So giving us a lot of freedom from all of the desk sitting or car sitting, or can't imagine what else you've been doing, but probably a lot of sitting, right? Plop the booty down, roll out through the ankles. Take the legs in a cross-legged position. If you did the morning yoga practice earlier today, we started cross-legged, so you'll cross the other way. Balance your weight evenly on both sitting bones. This is actually the position that we'll end our practice in today. So we'll set you up to go be successful through the second half of your day. Let's inhale, take the arms up. And on the exhale, belly to spine, we're gonna twist the heart over to the right, but try to keep your pelvis exactly where it is. A lot of times I'll feel like my hips are pulling or my inner thigh muscles are kind of pulling here. Try to stay relaxed and firm and steady there so that you're learning how to be free and mobile in other places. That's what we want here. Now breathe vertical length here so that you're growing from your pelvis to your armpits, your chest is moving forward, your neck is free. Come back through center, take the arms up or even just out, or something where you feel the verticality of your spine, how it's all centralized, so all of the energy is coming in and up. And then take that and twist over to the left without losing that softness, that groundedness through the pelvis and through the legs. Let's come on back through center. And actually, let's switch the crossing of our legs here so we're balancing out no matter what we've done earlier today. Let's see if we can ever so naturally let the eyes close. If that doesn't feel natural, then you can keep them open, certainly. Feel the facial muscles respond in turn, so everything softens, and if you are cool with it, you can take your hands to your face, you can massage out. I like to massage from like where the eyebrows meet up and out to the temples. I like to stretch out all of the skin surrounding the eye, so as if I were wiping away my tears. Lots of pressure there can feel good. And even up at that eyebrow bone above the eye, lifting it up and out. We'll do a breathing exercise to close our practice. So we're trying to breathe nice and low in the body. We're going to breathe in a way where we'll hold the endings of the breath cycles. And we want that to feel nice and free for us. That's what's going to send us into the next portion of the day feeling wiped clean, like an Etch-a-Sketch wiped clean from the morning. So let's take a cleansing breath. Let's start by inhaling fully through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Let's inhale together through the nose for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. You can continue this breathing pattern or breathe however you like. And this is where we'll end our practice. So if you want to sit and be still for a few more minutes, namaste.